Jimmy, if you are telling the truth, let's hire a third party to review all of the raw footage.
Oh, you want to hire a third party? You know, I've heard that before. Where did we hear that before? But here's Mr. Beast's statement saying the 3-month investigation into the allegations regarding his company has been concluded, right? I'm sorry, Rosanna. What is this? What are you saying right here? What are you saying about his third-party investigation right here, huh? That it's beyond shady? That it's beyond shady that the third-party investigation team that he paid tens of thousands of dollars to investigate his own company cleared him of the wrongdoing and allegations that you wanted him to be guilty of, and your response to that is it's beyond shady? We are dealing with the one and only Rosanna Pansino. She has freaking put her ugly mug out in the world once more, continuing her crusade against the one and only Mr. Beast, Jimmy Beast. They're not letting up. But you know what is funny? You know what is interesting is her most recent anti-Jimmy, anti-Mr. Beast, anti-Mr. Beast game videos have all been missing one very specific person. Who could that possibly be? Well, it would be Dogpack 404. The walking potential lawsuit is no longer in any of her videos, not part of her tweets. She's not freaking turning around and retweeting him. She doesn't even seem to be acknowledging his existence ever since he went into hiding after Mr. Beast came out and said that he is looking to pursue lawsuits against Dogpack. Crazy how that works, right? Somebody was throwing around the word allegedly 1.5 million times in every single video and is about to learn that allegedly does not absolve you from putting out false allegations. Wild. I know. What's going on, Big Moose? What's going on? So if you guys don't know, the launch of Mr. Beast Games has happened. People have been reporting a bunch of different injuries. There's been discussions on whether or not he has been allowing like feminine hygiene products, people reporting of broken bones, all this craziness that just... we don't know exactly if it's true or not. There is an investigation. A good portion of it has been, or I'm not going to say a good portion of it, but people are claiming that there's an investigation going on. And Mr. Beast has even come out and said that they have behind the scenes footage and are releasing it just after Beast Games, at least after the conclusion of the current Beast Games going on. So once all of that becomes available, us, the audience, will be able to look at it, tear it apart, and see if he's sweeping. Because we all know that Mr. Beast is definitely fucked up along the lines of hiring an RSO, not doing background checks. He's been messing up a lot when it comes to that type of stuff. But so has Rosanna, and so has Dogpack. So this video is almost an hour long. I do not know how long we're going to be watching this because I couldn't get past the first 2 minutes without my head exploding. And I was like, okay, I have to react to this on stream. I have to react to this with you guys so you can just see the level of stupidity and aggravation that this woman brings upon. So I will say this to the one person to the girl that's on screen right now, to the person that's on the video. I do feel bad that she did get an injury, but let's get into just how injured she truly is and the pandering that is Rosanna Pansino.
And no one referred me to nurses or to the ambulance or anything else. I didn't know I was kicked because apparently I blacked out momentarily. And said, I think...
As somebody who has had a head injury that caused them to black out, it is freaky. I'll be honest. It is absolutely freaky to have that, like, whether it's a second, minute, hours, whatever it might be, you have that head injury, you wake up in a fog, and you just can't remember from the moment, like, you got hit to the moment you wake up.
I have a 1-year recovery. And so, sorry.
It's not who you are.
So devastating. So devastating. Okay. I will not get emotional.
In this video,
Now, I will say this. So like I said, I've watched about 2 minutes of this 1 hour video. The woman ended up suffering a concussion or a concussion-esque type injury. I honestly hope that in this video, somewhere along the lines, we do get a little bit of her medical history, because if you look at her, She's no spring chicken anymore. She's probably in her late 40s, maybe mid to early 50s. So a concussion at that age, even a mild concussion, can cause irreparable damage. I mean, a concussion in general can cause irreparable damage. But when you're, freaking 16 to 29, 30-esque, you can bounce back from injuries. I mean, hell, as a kid, I would freaking be knocked around all the time. Like I would fall over, I would hurt myself. I bit through my lip multiple times. I've split open both of my eyebrows twice. Like I've fractured this wrist. I've done a lot of dumb stuff, but I was able to bounce back just because of, freaking when you're young and healthy, you're resilient. Okay. But when you're older, especially head injuries, they can leave lasting and completely life altering effects. So if she had, if she had pre-existing issues, I mean, I don't know. To me, it just seems like seems like a cash grab, because every single time somebody turns around and is like, oh, I'm anti Mr. Beast, I did this or I did that, Rosanna, reaches out and goes and grabs them and wants to do an interview with them. Like the guy who lied about Lunchley being recalled. She did an interview with him. Even though it was proven that he lied about it, he was like, oh man, it was embarrassing. He put my name out there. And it's like, bro, you attacked his brand. What do you mean? Like, come on.
Devastating. So devastating. Okay. I will not get emotional.
In this video, I'm going to be interviewing a woman named Amanda Rose, who competed in Mr. Beast's Beast Games. She suffered a traumatic brain injury.
And the worst part about this is you can tell she's reading from a script. Look at her eyes. Like, listen, people, if you're going to be reading from a script, if you're going to be doing professionalism, at least have the script at the same height of the monitor or the same height of whatever it is that you're reading off of. Because the fact that I can see your eyes looking down below the center of the camera tells me you're reading off of a script, dude. How much do you truly care about this situation if you have to have it all in writing? You can't even be bothered to memorize it? Like, come on, man. Sign up for Mr. Beast Games is allowing them to beat the hell out of you with no repercussions. Big moves, I don't know about that. We're gonna have to wait and see for the behind the scenes. I mean, look at the WWE, look at Tough Enough, look at UFC, look at freaking what is the UFC precursor show or whatever the hell it is. People get beat up all the time on those shows in order to make it to the main event. But I mean, look at Wipeout. They had lawsuits and stuff like that too. Then there's also like American Ninja Warrior. There's all these other different things. Like, you signed up for this, you sign a waiver, you say you understand that you can get injured. It's not a big, it's not unheard of, okay? It's not unheard of. Just like people dying in military boot camp is not unheard of, people getting hurt on game shows is not unheard of. Mr. Beast is her biggest op for real. She is his number one hater. She is, Lacey Bob. Shout out to Lacey in chat. She absolutely is. She stay on this dude just 24/7, talking mad shit about him, not wanting to let up in any way, shape, or form. What happened with Blooms? You know what? We will be getting to that later, Flipster Gaming. We will definitely be getting to that later, okay?
During the games that continues to negatively affect her life many months after competing. Amanda has a PhD in political science.
I can't with this so this is why I call her a panderer. She's over here reading off of a script rather than actually taking the time to memorize a short form statement before going and talking to this woman. But yet you want to turn around and say Mr. Beast only does this for publicity, only does that for publicity. Oh, he's putting out a formal statement rather than just talking to people. Like, come on. You're doing the exact same thing. You're even holding a microphone like this, like a freaking reporter reading a teleprompter. You want to call everyone else bot opposition, or, oh, they were handed the Mr. Beast script? You're literally reading from one right now. What's going on, Calico? What's up? Good afternoon. Newport dying at boot camp is crazy. It is crazy, but I will tell you this. Prior to when I left to boot camp, only a couple of weeks prior to me leaving to boot camp for the Marine Corps, a person actually ended up taking their life because of hazing. So it's not all sunshines and rainbows, people. It happens. Craziness happens, okay? you get signed up for certain things and you get put into deep water. I'm not saying it's good, but it does happen, y'all. It does happen.
And is best known for her online community, Eat Like a Bear, where she shared her weight loss journey with the world. This continues to help people, especially women and older women, to lose weight, eat healthier, and be more active. However, because
all the jump cuts between each take, like you're making it look all nice and good together. You're just trying to make it all professionalism, man. You're out here, you're recording yourself, reading off of a script, cutting out the dead air, cutting out I'm assuming the flubs and stuff like that. Come on, go live and interview, or get on a debate panel with people. Why won't you do that? Because you'll lose, because you're not invested in it. You want to be able to put out it because your views were dropping prior to this whole Mr. Beast thing. And now that you're doing Mr. Beast, your freaking views have gone up again. It's just so freaking obvious. Mr. Beast script for the win. Comfy knowledge. Damn it, Sector. I just got in here and I already can't stand her talk. It's so, yes, absolutely. But I will say this, when it comes to Rosanna, I can't stand her because she has that stuffy, arrogant, I'm like better than you voice. But at least it's not the annoying, whiny hog voice like Becky. Like the fake, I'm better than you, I'm cooler, I'm the best type of, type of bitch shit, okay? At least I can give Pansino that.
for injury, Amanda is unable to fully do the work that she did before the Beast Games. She told me her financial situation is the worst she can ever remember because of her injury. I'll be starting a GoFundMe to help with Amanda's recovery and treatments.
See, now you can tell she's, okay.
I'll be starting
Now she's looking at the camera. You can actually see her eyes. Oh my God.
GoFundMe to help with Amanda's recovery and treatments. If you'd like to support her, I'll put a link down below, and all of the money, the profits, go directly to her and her recovery. So YouTube's most successful creator, Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast, has his own version of real-life Squid Games, Beast Games, coming out now. Beast Games has received a lot of negative press surrounding things such as many injuries on set, lack of access to medication, and in some cases, life-saving medication, understaffed
Yes, accusations. None of this has been determined. None of this has been proven correct. There are people supposedly investigating this, and I mean legitimately investigating this, not freaking YouTubers, not third-party people, not crypto bros. I'm like legitimate investigators. None of this has been proven as of yet, which is why she had to say there's allegations. But throwing a whole bunch of news articles saying the exact same thing doesn't make it true.
medical crew, multiple seizures, misplaced undergarments, rude staff, unfair advantages in the game, lack of background checks for some contestants, inadequate food and water at some times, and much, much, much more.
What does that even mean? Lack of food and water at some times? What does that mean? What is that? I don't understand that. You know what? On a daily basis, I have a lack of food and water at some times. It's not even proper English. Do I drink water all the time? Nope. Do I always eat every single day? Nope. Like, do I sometimes piss coffee, basically? Yup. Like, what? These people are complaining about how I live life on the daily, bro. Like, come on. Yeti Life, what did you miss? Well, we're going over it. Falcon, why did she even sign up for the game at her age? That's what I'm saying. It's the money. At her age, she should not be doing crazy stuff. We get a lack of the after show at some time. Shut up, Mono. Oh, damn it, Sector. I had a lack of food and water in the drive home. It was pure torture. That's what I'm saying. What does this mean? Listen, if they're turning around and going, oh, you have to run 15 miles and hike, 4 different mountains and all that, and you have to do it all off of a single canteen of water and an apple, I still wouldn't give a damn. You want to know why? Because I had to do that during the military. So I wouldn't give a shit. Like, I know I'm looking at it from a viewpoint that I shouldn't have, but if you're signing up for something, you watch TV, you've seen Mr. Beast videos, you know the wild craziness that happens during the Beast Games. You know what you're signing up for. If you are 40 and over, or if you're like, I want to say 45 and over, you probably shouldn't be signing up for physically exhaustive challenges, especially not one that lasts multiple days.
Now, the new development of this has honestly left me even more disappointed. Mr. Beast recently released a statement about these accusations saying, quote, "We have tons of behind the scenes dropping when the show does."
So this is my favorite part. This is where I knew. I had to react to it on stream with you guys. So you can all share in my hatred for this woman.
To show how blown out of proportion these claims were. Just can't release now because it would spoil the games. Now, it doesn't take a genius to realize that dropping some behind the scenes footage is not going to actually address all the accusations. They will
That's not entirely true, because if they turn around and release every minute of behind the scenes footage, how are you going to turn around and say, oh, that didn't happen? So if there is no video footage, if there is no account of all these accusations, the broken bones, I mean, if somebody got a broken bone on a game show, I think it would be very, very difficult to hide. Okay. People aren't just limping with compound fractures and their legs, twirling around like a damn spindle. And people are just looking at them and going, oh, that looks totally normal. Walk it off, buddy. Like, that's not happening. If people are getting broken bones, there's going to be a medical record. There's probably some sort of a police record. There's probably going to be a lawsuit. Like, this isn't some crazy, like she said, it doesn't take a genius to know this stuff.
behind the scenes footage is not going to actually address all.
And the worst part about it is she's still reading off of a script. Still,
Just
look
can't
at this.
release now because it would spoil the games. Now, it doesn't take a genius to realize that dropping some behind the scenes footage is not going to actually address all the accusations.
Nobody knows that for sure. It most certainly can.
They will most likely post highly curated clips attempting to make themselves look good.
Oh, highly curated clips. You mean like you, when you cake on your makeup, you're reading from a script and you do a whole bunch of jump cuts in order to take out all the dead air, all the mishaps, all the misspoken words. You mean highly curated clips like that, Rosanna? Is that what you mean? Where was her complaints when Naked and Afraid came out? Exactly, Damage Sector. There's literally been contestants who have died on some of these Survivor shows, man. I don't see her turning around and going like, we need to boycott Survivor. We need to boycott Naked and Afraid. We need to boycott this. We need to boycott that. What about Cops? What about the show Cops? People literally were killed on the show Cops. You don't see them turning around and going, we need to get this off the air. Like, nobody, come on. It's crazy. Where were you during freaking Wipeout? Where were you during American Ninja Warrior? Where are you during all of these other? Oh, that's right. That is a conglomerate. You're attacking a YouTuber. Very, very different. Okay, I remember. Now I remember. How does she seem faker than mainstream media? It's crazy, dude. I have no idea, Newport. Lagawe, yeah, I know Cops got canceled, but only after multiple seasons.
Do you honestly think that Mr. Beast will release footage of people getting injured on his set? Do you think that Mr. Beast will release footage of people getting injured on his set?
Yes, because if somebody does get injured on his set and he has video footage of it and he does not release it to the proper authorities, guess what? That's called concealing evidence, which is a federal crime, which is like, if I'm not mistaken, it holds a not a mandatory, but a minimal sentence of 3 to 5 years in jail for tampering with evidence and for trying to cover up a crime or trying to cover something up. I mean, it's just like, come on, guys. Like, yes. If there's video evidence, that's like saying, oh, well, if you recorded a crime, do you really think that the person, when they're being investigated, is going to release it? Yes. Or else, guess what? They go to jail. It's not that difficult. It doesn't take a genius to know this.
Do you think that he's going to release footage of the crew member who nearly died from a piece of the set falling on him?
Hey, Rosanna, do you think maybe you are going to release any, footage of that, any evidence of that? Or are you just going to throw that accusation around? Because so far, I haven't seen any footage of it. I haven't seen any photos of it. I haven't heard any recountings of it. I haven't heard any of these anythings. Misdemeanor? Okay. It definitely can. 6 months or $1,000. Yeah, see, there you go. Okay. I guess it also depends on the severity of what they're trying to cover up. It had a 1 year hiatus in 2020. Ah, I see what you're saying, Neon. Okay. All right. Cops might definitely be off the air or on the air. I don't know. Either way, either way, you guys, you get the point. You get what I'm saying.
To release footage of the crew member who nearly died from a piece of the set falling on him? I don't think so. Jimmy, if you are telling the truth, let's hire a third party to review all of the raw footage.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I want to hear that. I want to hear that again.
Telling the truth of the set falling on him? I don't think so. Jimmy, if you are telling the truth, let's hire a third party to review all of the raw footage.
Oh, you want to hire a third party? I've heard that before. Where did we hear that before? Oh, that's right. When all of the accusations of Mr. Beast being a pedophile and harboring pedophiles, everybody wanted a third-party investigation. And then what did we get? We got a third-party investigation. And what was Rosanna's response to that third-party investigation again? Chat, do you remember? Do you guys remember? Oh, if you don't remember, don't worry, because I've got it right here. Here's Mr. Beast. This is obviously a repost, but here's Mr. Beast's statement saying the 3-month investigation into the allegations regarding his company has been concluded, right? I'm sorry, Rosanna. What is this? What are you saying right here? What are you saying about his third-party investigation right here, huh? That it's beyond shady? That it's beyond shady that the third-party investigation team that he paid tens of thousands of dollars to investigate his own company cleared him of the wrongdoing and allegations that you wanted him to be guilty of, and your response to that is it's beyond shady? But now you want another third-party investigation to come in and review the footage of the behind the scenes? Huh. Well, I wonder what happens if they come back and say we found nothing wrong. Is Rosanna then going to turn around and say, oh, well, I guess I was wrong? No, we all know she's not going to do that. What she's going to do is she's going to turn around and say the exact same thing that everybody else did. They hired a third-party investigator and they cleared themselves. They hired somebody to investigate themselves and we found ourselves innocent. That's not how this works. Do you honestly think one of the top law firms in the country is going to risk their reputation to sweep for Mr. Beast? That makes absolutely no sense. Come on, people. Come on. This is insane. God, I can't with this woman. I cannot. I can't.
I'll cover the costs. I would love to confirm.
BS. She would not cover the cost. We all don't even. I guarantee you, freaking Mr. Beast sends her sends her like a bill. She would not cover it.
To review all of the raw footage. I'll cover the costs. I would love to confirm that these injuries are indeed blown out of proportion, as you say.
You can't even confirm the injuries that you claim are happening are actual, are tied to the game itself. As of right now, I mean, again, we're barely 3 minutes into this video and I already am,
Until then, don't insult the people injured on your set by saying that these stories are blown out of proportion. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Amanda to hear her story. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how it came to be that you ended up on the Vegas portion of the Beast Games?
Yes.
So I decided to be on Beast Games. It was June 1st of this year. It was my son's first day of summer. And we were just laying in bed together watching Mr. Beast overtakes T-Series. And so just in that cultural lore of YouTube. And in the process, we ended up deciding that I would apply to be a contestant on Beast Games. And that's a whole other story.
Why?
But actually,
No. That is not a whole other story. I need to know why, at your age, you decided it would be a good idea to go and compete with people who are generally going to be pulled from like 18 to 30. Like, I don't know how old this lady is, but like, come on. She doesn't really look like she's able to do obstacle courses out here. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean.
it involved Matthew Patrick, so Matt Pat. So I did this great little pitch video because I'm actually a PhD political scientist, and
right on.
You know what's funny? Hold on. You know what's funny, Newport? You're saying, what is it with these older white women farming Mr. Beast clout? It's crazy. You know what's hilarious? Of all the anti-Mr. Beast videos that have come out, or people who have made videos being critical of Mr. Beast, Rosanna Pansino hasn't had a single person of color come onto her platform to voice their opinion. And there has been other people of color who have come out against it. It's been Dogpack, white, Jake Weddle, white, this chick, white, the Lunchley dude who lied about the recall, white. I'm just saying, man. At least other people got the creator who made the obstacle course in the air, who was an African American man. They got him. They tried getting him his freaking spotlight and everything. Pansino, you've got almost 15 million subscribers. Why didn't you grab him and put him on? If anything, he has a way better case for suing Mr. Beast than anybody else. Jesus Christ. Falconed out. It looks like an infomercial for memory foam beds or a comedy skit.
Awesome. Well, you. All right.
And long before the Game Theorist YouTube. And so just
PhD and political scientist, what the fuck does that have to do with this damage sector? It's just about trying to throw credibility on her. It's the same thing if she was like, oh, I have my, all these different credentials. It's a way to go ahead and give her a bit of a resume and be like, oh, she's established. She wouldn't lie about this, or she doesn't have a reason to lie, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, whatever. Cut to the chase. Nobody cares about the fluff. Get to the substance, the meat and potatoes.
that cultural lore of YouTube. And in the process, we ended up deciding that I would apply to be a contestant on Beast Games. And that's a whole other story. But actually, it involved Matthew Patrick, so Matt Pat. So I did this great little pitch video because I'm actually a PhD political scientist, and
right on. Awesome. Go you. All right.
And long before.
Go you. All right. Let me get a little bit more of this box wine real quick. Okay. Go, girl. God, I hate these.
The Game Theorist YouTube channel was founded by one Matthew Patrick. Mathematicians for years had been using game theory, and economists, political scientists, sociologists use game theory in their own research, and I had used it in mine. And so my pitch video to Beast Games was, you need a real game theorist. You need a PhD.
Wait a minute. She pitched an idea to Mr. Beast? Oh, where have I seen this before? Come on. She pitched a PhD in political science pitched a game theory idea to Mr. Beast headquarters. Okay.
She game theorist on the Beast Games, because you have all these people on the internet playing game theorists.
I'm sorry, hold on. What did you just say?
Because you have all these people on the internet playing game theorists. Games. Because you have all these people on the internet playing game theorists.
Like, I don't know, a small creator by the name of Dogpack404 who did the exact same thing and pitched an idea of game theory and click ratio to freaking Mr. Beast and ended up getting freaking passed over, bro. It's Dogpack if he was trans and 50-year-old woman, bro. Come on. I didn't know how much I needed this video. I did not know how much I needed this video. This is just Dog Pack, but as a 40-year-old woman. What the just happened? Damage Hector. She sounds exactly like Dog Pack. Next, she will say she demanded Apple Vision Pro. that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. Epic Brady. She's playing T Channel. Yes, that's what it seems like. It seems like two Winebox ladies just chatting it up. Like, oh my god.
And so that was the essence of the pitch.
And I love it because you guys have met before. You've met Matt, Pat, and Steph at like different meetups, conventions, things like that.
That's right, through the years. And so
Matt Pat's cool. I do like Matt Pat, but the whole the hell of game theories and all these different things. It just sounds like people thought that they deserved more from the Beast games, and because they didn't get it, now they're mad. Now they're mad. Like,
it was actually one of my quests to get selfies with them each year.
oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt to hear. It was one of my quests to get a selfie with Matt Pat. Ugh. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, I can't. Ugh.
And it was one of these little challenges by my son, who's now 15.
Aww.
But this started when he was about 10. And I would get, I would meet up or, find them in the hallway or whatever it was, have some chance encounter and get a selfie.
Mono, you have a better chance of getting banned before you get a freaking Apple Vision Pro. Okay.
I went to Vid Summit in September of 2021.
Yeah.
And I was wearing the Matt Pat jacket because I knew Matt Pat was giving a keynote.
No, she wore a Matt Pat jacket to a keynote speech that Matt Pat was giving in order to get a selfie because it was one of her quests. Oh. Where do you find these people, Rosanna? Where do you find these people?
And of course, what better way to get my selfie for the year than to be wearing the jacket. And so he saw me. I was, 30 feet away. And
exactly,
this
Damage
bellowing
Hector.
voice of Matthew Patrick, he says,
hello,
nice
fellow
jacket.
kids.
And so I went up and I got a photo with him, but he was standing next to Jimmy Donaldson. And so they then did a little video together with a shout out to my son.
What's going on, Willow?
And there I am wearing the red Matt Pat jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a long Matt Pat history with us, and also interweaving with Mr. Beast. And so it was a really great moment to go on Beast Games as a contestant. And I was mic'd by the producers. There were story producers at Beast Games that identified, 40, 50 contestants who were probably like the good storytellers, I would imagine. The story producers actually came up to me. It was 3 or 4 of them. And they knew who I was. And they came up and they said, we know your name. You're Amanda, the game theorist.
Love.
The cringe. Oh, the cringe. It's killing me. It's killing me, people. It's killing me hard. Oh, what? We know who you are. You're the game theorist. Dun, dun, dun. Like, come on, man. And look at her playing it up. Ah, ha, 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 the game theorist. Oh my God, girl.
We know your name. You're Amanda, the game theorist.
Love it. Love it.
Love it.
And I'd already
Love
decided
it.
I don't want to run around Beast Games as the game theorist. I feel like that's kind of boring and just academic. So I decided I need a game name for Beast Games. And so I went in as Mama Bear.
You did.
Oh God, oh God, oh she is becoming this. She's the meme. She's the meme. Hello, fellow kids. She's the meme. Oh my God, I didn't. Oh, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. It was just a joke, people. I didn't. It was,
Not.
Yeah, no, I was Mama Bear at Beast Games. Yeah. Yes.
I was just joking. You're such a mama bear. You literally even have a mama bear necklace. Like that's your vibe.
Well,
vibe. That's your vibe. Oh, I can't. I fucking can't. What the Mama Bear had to name myself. That's your vibe. You go, girl. Dude, come on. This couldn't be more middle age. I want attention. midlife crisis if it tried to be.
So I am also the founder of a community that is called Eat Like a Bear. The community formed around my weight loss.
I don't get the whole eat like a bear, because like bears kill animals and eat animals while they're alive. But I mean, I get it. 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 I kid. But like, come on. They don't like, if you think freaking, Boo Boo is out here eating nothing but berries and nuts, you're a little, you're retarded.
Back in 2017 to 2018, I lost 140 pounds.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
And that's a whole other story. But we have a lot of sort of bear lore in our community. So it was such a natural thing.
How many other stories does this girl have?
For me to go to Beast Games as Mama Bear.
I love what you stand for and the story that you were kind of bringing to the Beast Games.
Well, so I did enter Beast Games with a very positive and also maternal outlook.
Why? What maternal outlook do you have? What, you didn't birth any of the people on the show. You're not the parent of anybody on the show, as far as we've been told. You weren't appointed head, the custodial over everybody on the show. Like, why did you go in with that thought process of, oh, I have to protect people?
Contestants coming up to me because the name Mama Bear really caught, and it's harder to remember. Oh, his name's Tim, or that's John, or Susan, or something. All kinds of people saying, "Hey, Mama Bear, there's Mama Bear," and they would come up to me and confide in me. I'm scared, and what's going to happen, and I would say to them, your mind only has room for so much emotion. Fill it with excitement. There will not be room for fear.
So when you first
It's like a self-help book come to life.
arrived, what was your experience before the game started?
The signs were all there, Rosanna, in the very beginning, because the day I was supposed to fly to Las Vegas, I was supposed to fly out of...
The signs were all there, but yet you still went. I don't understand. Like, what is that? Like, this is what I hate about people. They do this whole, like, reflection. They do this, what's it called? Freaking, introspective afterwards. And they're like, wow, there were so many signs. I didn't see the signs. I didn't see them. What signs? What did you like show up on set and someone punched you in the face and told you, hey, you're gonna have to deal with it? Like what? Oh my gosh. It would be equally as cool with her. I get it. Oh, she's Mother Earth. Yes, Yeti Life. Apparently. Childish. Good storyteller. Obsessed with Matt. Wanted people to call her mommy. Wanted them to use her ideas. How much worse can this get? Damaged. We're not even 10 minutes in. So stay tuned.
Fresno to Las Vegas, and we were supposed to get a 2-day advance on what our itinerary was. And I was supposed to fly on a Tuesday. Well, Monday night at midnight, I get my itinerary, except it's not mine. It is for a woman in Indianapolis. And so as a result, I don't know if she ever made it, but I didn't have an itinerary. And so I immediately emailed them saying, what's my itinerary? And it was supposed to be the next day. Yeah. And so didn't hear back. I went to sleep and woke up that morning and thought, if I don't hear anything by 9 a.m., I'm just going to drive. It's a 6-hour drive. I'll drive. Yeah. And I didn't hear anything.
Jesus
and so I
Christ.
Emailed them again and said, hey, I'm driving. I'll see you there.
What a mess.
Because at that point, they did tell me what hotel I would be in. And so I just, Google Maps.
CIA, that's like going on Locale Live, then the next day saying I didn't see the signs. It's stupid. Exactly, bro. Listen, to the people who go on to Locale Live and then turn around and are like mad or, oh, they bullied me. Oh, this happened, that happened. Do you not watch the show? Do you not see what it's all about? Like, do you not understand? Like, what are you talking about?
And headed to the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas and showed up, was the only one parked there because everyone else had flown in.
To me, this already shows disorganization.
Oh, yes, because one person was given the wrong itinerary. It's just Mr. Beast Games is just burning down. Mr. Beast Games is the SpongeBob meme where everybody's running around trying to, blend, trying to burn files. Nobody knows what's what's going on because one female, one person didn't get the right itinerary.
Even with basic travel. This is awful.
Let us not forget that the people who were trying, that there was that Jake Weddle was not only given like, what was it, 50K for staying the amount of times that he did, or no, he was given like $100 and something thousand, or he was making like $10,000 a day to stay in solitary isolation and solitary confinement, and then he got another like 50,000 on top of it. There was also that group of people that they were trying to film a video of during COVID and ended up splitting. I think it was like $3 million or $1 million between the like 10 of them or something. So they all ended up walking away with like 40 grand each, and they didn't even film the show. Then we also have the whole people, the eye surgery, where it was claimed that, oh, they didn't pay them, and it turned out it was the third party individual's fault. And so they directly paid the freaking hospital that did it. Jimmy has shown, Mr. Beast as a company has shown that they have the ability and they are willing to make things right. They have shelled out thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in order to make people whole. This is just BS. Turning around and saying, oh, they're unorganized, or oh, this is wrong. Oh, they're leaving you out to hang. Like, get in contact with them. They probably will make this woman whole. They would probably pay for all of her surgeries, all of her recovery, all of her physical therapy. Like, this is just BS, bro. Yeah, exactly, Neon. He turned down the 180K, but he took 50 to supposedly, balance it out, to keep his morals.
And now looking back on all of it, just how ridiculous all of this was. And, I was so dedicated. I was just so dedicated as a contestant and as just like the super fan mom living in this great.
There it is. There it is. She said it on the nose. There it is.
Dedicated as a contestant and as just like the super fan mom.
Super fan mom. You know what they say, people? Never meet your idols because they can't live up to the vision and the pedestal you place them on. Super fan mom. From her words, enough said. You were a super fan. You got let down. You found out you weren't as important as you thought you were to the people. You got injured. I understand that. I respect that. And I hope you the best recovery. But the Mr. Beast games and Jimmy not living up to what I'm assuming is your idolization of them is not their fault.
Living in this great story, and I'm going to overcome all adversity, even if it's jumping in the car, and finding the Luxor myself and not worrying about that flight or whatever. And so, because it becomes an important detail that I did actually drive to Las Vegas, because
they sent you the wrong person's itinerary. Yes. Like they can't even keep people straight, even before it's even started.
Well, and they did finally respond to my email, but it was 6 p.m. that day.
Oh, my goodness.
And so I would have long missed the flight and all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
So you drove yourself.
Willow, I know that's right. I met Wings, not impressed at all.
I did. And so it's an interesting point because as we'll discuss the incident of the concussion itself,
right.
but I drove myself back with a concussion because
oh my gosh.
I didn't actually realize I had the concussion until I had driven myself back.
Oh my gosh.
I was still in the adrenaline.
So apparently then, okay, if you didn't even know you had the concussion until you were driving back, it probably wasn't that bad of a concussion then. Concussions develop over time. Like, you'll get the initial concussion and then later there's more aggravating things. And obviously you're not supposed to go to sleep or anything if you end up having a concussion. So it can kind of mess up like your sleep cycle and REM sleep and all that. But if you were able to drive 6 hours after the freaking game and you didn't even like realize that there was something wrong with you, I mean, it's kind of hard to believe that it was this debilitating effect on you, man. Like, it just, it feels more so like she probably went in for a headache and they turned around and were like, oh yeah, you were concussed. And she's like, that's how it feels.
Adrenaline of the games and didn't imagine I had a concussion. I had no exit medical care from the games, despite the point that probably dozens of people saw me actually kicked, and no one referred me to nurses or to the ambulance or anything else.
Here's a question. Did you, I don't know, go up to medical staff and say, hey, my head hurts. I got kicked in the head. I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling dizzy. I'm feeling woozy. Or did you, despite being kicked in the head, decide to stay in the game at a chance to get money? Like, yes, Victor Burns, I did see that Rosanna plans to expose Keemstar, but you know what? She's also planned to expose freaking Jimmy for months now. So we'll see we'll see how long that, the expose takes to come out.
Didn't know I was kicked because apparently I blacked out momentarily. And so I just drove myself home because what else would I didn't imagine I was injured.
If you didn't even think you were bro, everything you're saying is contradictory, dude. I didn't think I was injured. I obviously didn't ask for medical help because she didn't feel she was injured. She didn't think she was injured. She didn't have any effect that was causing her to believe her health was declining or like, it writes itself, brother. It writes itself.
I didn't imagine it. There on the I-15, I started getting extremely sleepy, like so sleepy. I have never felt that sleepy in my life. And I'm there on the open highway, just struggling to keep my eyes open. And it's so horrifying as I think back on the multiple risks to my life that happened.
Dangerous.
Wow. The multiple risks to your life. Every day you get in a car is a risk to your life. Every day you get out of bed is a risk to your life. Like, this is just like, it would be different, right? It would be different. See, because technically you're not taking a risk at this point because you didn't know you had a brain injury, potential brain injury. You didn't know that you were concussed potentially. Like, this isn't a risk. A risk is like drinking and driving. That is a risk. Okay, like this is completely different. You didn't know that you were supposedly injured. Like, and here's the other thing too. How do you leave after getting kicked in the head, and in no way, shape, or form do you think it's a good idea to just simply get checked out, even if you're not feeling anything, even if you're not feeling tired, even if you're not feeling a headache or anything? How do you not just go to the medical staff or go to your local hospital or something and be like, hey, I got kicked in the head. I just want to get checked out. I have a 6-hour drive back to my house. Like, how do you not think of this stuff, man? Jesus Christ. I got injured just watching Peace Games. I didn't feel injured, but my wife told me I was and that I should contact Rosanna as soon as possible. Nice damaged.
As a contestant.
So you find out you're on the show, and what was your understanding of what some of the challenges might be?
Yeah, I assumed it would be a mix of mental and physical. And I entered knowing that I was in probably the bottom, 10% in physical. I mean, especially given the age, it was mostly young people and mostly in very good shape. But
I called it. Did I not call it? Did I not call it at the beginning of the video that she is going to be going up against younger, physically fit, able to bounce back from injury people? And she still looked at all of these people and thought, it's a good idea to try and be more physical than them. Like,
I thought, okay, but if I bring enough of a mental game, I can probably find my way through. And so I expected to be challenged and expected that there would definitely be people who would be faster, of course, and would have other advantages. But we all have our own little bucket of assets we play in something like this. And so we just need to
yeah, I mean, some people have the ability to run a mile in 4 minutes, and you've got a PhD in political science. Like, so everyone has their own strengths when it comes to a physically demanding game show.
find what's going to work best for us and just play our hearts out. And so that was what I was prepared to do. And I was ready for hardships. I mean, I have hardships in my own life. I've overcome a lot of hardships. And so the first morning, we were in this hotel conference room with no chairs. We're just sitting on the floor and just meeting people. And we hadn't eaten.
Right.
And so we just sat there on the floor, no chairs, no nothing, for hours. And
Oh
Okay.
gosh.
yeah, it was
Okay.
not the best in terms of like being hosted or whatever, but
Who
I felt
cares?
like that might have been part of.
Man, some of y'all are soft. I'm not saying to y'all in the chat, but some of these people are soft, man. I swear. When I was in the Marines, they had us stand in freaking Missouri with 90-degree heat, 100% humidity, full cam and gear and pack with rifle, had us standing in the freaking sun during high noon for hours at a time because they didn't like the way we looked sometimes. And this chick is crying about having to sit on a floor. Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding me? Bro, there was times I had to sleep in a foxhole completely and utterly drenched and just covered in mud. And the only thing I had to cover myself with was a freaking raincoat and dirt. But you know, sitting on the ground. Ooh, oh no, sitting on the ground. Someone call the police. Jesus Christ.
Intentionally part of the vibe of getting us ready for something that would be grueling. Like, okay, I'm here for it. Yeah, I can sit on a floor. And so we transitioned from the hotel floor to Allegiant Stadium.
Right.
We did an orientation there, and they fed us our first tiny little meal. Oh my goodness, we could talk for hours just about like truly the food was austere, and even.
Did you expect a freaking steak and lobster? What's going on here? What? What do you, what, dude? Okay, okay. Like, what? What? We're not even talking about what was served. What was served? Wait, was it Lunchleys? Was it a bag snack? Was it a sandwich? Did they give you each a single cracker and some juice? Like, you're not even telling us what you were served. How are we supposed to know that it was inadequate? Like, what? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, tell me what the inadequacy was when it came to your food service, and then I will decide whether or not I believe you, or whether or not you aren't just blowing this out of proportion. But just saying, oh, we didn't have austere food and wine and dining, I'm not gonna look at you and be like, oh, you poor pobrecita. No.
For me, but for some of these bigger guys,
Yeah.
it was kind of ridiculous, but part of the game, maybe. And so there we were. It was quite an adventure. We had our first big challenge the first night, and it is where there were 5 teams that pulled these giant rocks weighing, I don't know, 10,000 pounds or something like that. We can check the footage of the games as they're released. And that was, I was on the green team because there's stories about how there was a team that was eliminated that was mostly women, and complaints about that. And
Yeah.
it was very clear to me when I realized that how that game was going down, that I needed to get that green vest. And so I got the green vest. And so I was.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. She did not just say that a team of mostly women got eliminated, and so she decided to get on the team with mostly guys. But she's then turning around and trying to say, oh, well, this team of mostly girls got eliminated and people were upset about that. Like, so what does she do? She decides to go play for the other team? Like, she decides to go play for the winning team? Maybe I heard that wrong. Maybe I heard that wrong. Maybe my cynicism took over.
And complaints about that. And was I was on the green team because there's stories about how there was a team that was eliminated that was mostly women, and complaints about that. And
Yeah.
it was very clear to me when I realized that how that game was going down, that I needed to get that green vest. And so I got the green vest. And so I was one of the slower people there, one of the older people, but I did manage the green vest.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? Instead of being on the mostly women team, I'm gonna go and be with all the physical studs so that way I have a chance at winning. You can't make this up, dude. But you know, power to women, power to the women. It's a physical, it's exactly, Falcon Down. It's a physical competition for money, and it's going to make things get rough. Like, oh my gosh, dude, this is wild. Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. All right, okay. I'm gonna switch over real quick. I'm gonna bring in somebody just to give their thoughts. I'm gonna bring up Epic Brady. Hey guys, it's Kmplxity here. I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that I cut out the call-ins for this segment just because I wanted to make sure the video was all about the Rosanna video itself. The call-ins will be put into a separate video where you will be able to see some people come in and give their thoughts on Rosanna. All right, back to the video. All right, you guys, back to the video. I appreciate everyone who comes out, and you're all welcome to call in and give your thoughts. I promise you I will get to everybody that I possibly can.
Yeah.
And so there I felt, very accomplished having gotten through that first challenge.
Yeah. Right on.
And so then we
Carried
slept
through
on the
that
floor
first
of Allegiant
challenge,
Stadium.
probably.
By then, I think we went to sleep at about 6 a.m. So it was daylight, and they gave us sleeping masks so we could sleep in these sleeping bags on the floor of the stadium. And I probably got a few hours of sleep. And then we, kind of woke up, strolled around. That was the phase when there were a lot of people not getting their medications. I was definitely aware of people, firsthand in there who were actively trying to get their medications
What
and were not
kind,
able to
though?
get them. Luckily for me, none of that impacted me. I don't take any medications, and I was fine. And so sleeping on the floor, it was not a big issue for me. And so I was still in really good spirits about all of it. Still.
But she doesn't even say what type of medication, okay? That's my issue with this. Like, if she was turning around and saying, oh, people aren't getting their insulin, I'd be like, okay, that's a problem. People aren't getting their heart medication. People aren't getting their blood pressure medication. I'm like, okay, that's bad. But medication could be simply as like, I don't know, like steroids for an infection or something, which also could be bad. But like, at least tell me what medication was necessary. Like, you're saying it's life-altering, life-saving medication, so why can't you tell me what it was?
Really enjoying just meeting people and discussing, just having that shared experience with people. And everything was good at that point.
So you got through the first round, and then was the next game the suitcase game?
Yeah, the briefcase game.
Briefcase game.
And so, and he actually sells those briefcases now. So you can buy those briefcases at Walmart. And so I do think that this briefcase game was partly a marketing. Yeah, I do think this briefcase game was partly a marketing tool.
Duh. I mean, everything on every show is in some way, shape, or form going to be a marketing tool. They make toys, they put out action figures, they put out plushies, they put out game sets, they put out video games. Like, it's all marketing, man.
As well.
It's not new.
And so all the moms out there can buy their kids a briefcase. And let's think about that for a little bit as I tell this story. The briefcase game, there's surely now footage about it as all this comes out. There were four teams of approximately 400 people each.
400 people each, about. Okay.
Oh, thank
there
you,
were
Rosanna.
approximately
I
1,600
appreciate
contestants
that.
at this phase of the game. And there was essentially a game board that had 400 briefcases in a grid pattern, and 50 of the briefcases.
Gregory O'Neill, right? It was really fun, and she is taking 2 doses of bullshit. Yeah, I mean, like, it's exactly what it sounds like. Super, super fun. Didn't win. Wasn't as important as I thought I was. Now I'm upset, and I want to tell my story.
Cases had a sign in it that was red that said eliminated, and 350 said safe, and they were green. And so the trick was to get a green briefcase, and then you would move on to the next round.
So when you're looking at them, can you tell which ones are red or green?
So that is the entire game right there. They put a digital map up on the wall for maybe a minute before the game, and then they turned it off. And then the digital map would flash up on the wall.
I agree, KKJJ. This pink is just horrendous.
And you could see where the green ones and where the red ones were. And because
What the fuck is she doing with her hand?
And you could see where the green ones and where the red ones were. And because what you would need to do is mentally map those briefcases.
Yep.
I was assessing where on that perimeter would I have the least competition? And because I was looking at, there were some groups of, big, fast guys. Do I want to go in their area, or, how do I want to handle that? I knew I was probably stronger on the mental game than I knew I was totally weak on the speed.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let the fast guys get like the closer cases. But I'm going to map 3, 4, 5 cases down the row, and then just go, and I'll get something. I'll be fine.
You strategically think where you're going to go, assuming like really fast, young.
What's going on here? What is this, Rosanna rewind right now? Like, why are you just saying the exact same thing that the person you're interviewing just said? Does Rosanna have a concussion? What the hell is going on?
Contestants are going to go for the ones right up front, that you're mapping out the one that's a little further and you think that you have a shot at getting.
Yeah, I'm mapping deeper into the game, and because all the fast guys are getting the first ones. That's fine.
Mods, please, if you could, toss the Discord link in chat. Yes, Doc Holiday, you absolutely can have the Discord link.
You have it. That's good. That's fine.
I wouldn't get them either. I have little legs. So you're all there, 400 people about to go run for these briefcases. And Jimmy, Mr. Beast, says, no pushing, no kicking. What were the rules that he said?
Those are the only ones I really remember. It was like no pushing or tripping, kicking. It was either 2 or all 3 of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rule was we would line up around it, and on the word go, we would make a run for it. And whoever touched the briefcase first is the one who got it. And
okay, there has to be evidence. There has to be video evidence of this chick getting kicked in the head, right? Like, there has to be video evidence of this chick getting kicked in the head. There's no freaking way that there isn't, because if she's making this claim, no pushing, no kicking, listen, we've seen some of the behind the scenes. I don't know, man. If there was a case here, why isn't she suing? Like, that's my biggest question. Jesus criminy. Damage sector, I mapped it out. You mapped it out? Yeah, I made a plan. You made a plan. I planned to go 5 deep. So you wanted to go 5 deep. Amazing. That's what I'm saying, dude. She literally just restated everything that this girl just said. She's just eating up runtime.
So some people looked like they tied. They would go back to the camera to see who touched it first. So there were some little rules like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in terms of me and my injury, what I didn't appreciate is in this grid that there would essentially be cross traffic. This is a very important point.
Jesus Christ, man. These jump cuts are insane.
Me and my injury, what I didn't appreciate is in this grid that there would essentially be cross traffic. This is a very important point. I was not able to view the game before my round. So when people watch the YouTube video, they are going to see the camera view, like the overhead cameras, and they're going to have a really good view of what happened. And they're going to say, wow, how did Amanda not imagine that there wouldn't be cross traffic or whatever else? Well, yeah, it's very obvious when you're looking from above what is about to happen. And in fact, that was the whole point of that article that came out of Las Vegas in September.
Oh no, I got into a game show where obstacle courses and there were 4 teams of 400 other people, and I didn't think that maybe I might run into one of the other fucking thousands of people who were there. Are you kidding me? Like, how does that not make sense? This is one of those red flags, or all the signs were there that you're freaking retarded. Maybe getting the kick in the head isn't what like caused the brain injury. Maybe the injury was already there. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but I've been on obstacle courses before, and I've ran into other people. I didn't like make a big deal of it. It happens. It's like going to Great America, Disneyland, any of that. You expect to be freaking rubbing elbows with other people because of the hundreds, thousands of people that are there. Like, Dude, come on, man.
NBC affiliate. That article was about how the production crew was watching from the bleachers.
Yeah.
And they were horrified at what they were seeing.
Yes.
Sure.
I think that it's just awful that anybody's viewpoint is to blame contestants and not the game controllers, the people who are creating the games, executing the games, producing the games, running the games. It's their responsibility to keep people safe, and especially not as much enforcement as they should have. And one of the contestants who I talked to said that she witnessed a male fully tackle a female, full body contact tackler, knocked her out.
Based? Uh, just joking, guys. I'm just joking. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Listen, okay? It's a contact sport. Technically, you're hundreds and hundreds of people. You're not going to be able to just hit and pump the brakes. Human bodies don't have e-brakes to just stop running from somebody. Like, it's just this happens on freaking what is it? This happened on freaking Hell's Kitchen. This happens on Hell's Kitchen, where people will be racing to go get ingredients and somebody will get pushed and knocked over, or somebody will be tripped or something. Like, this happens on Hell's Kitchen. I don't like, come on. Yes, Mono. Make sure to like and subscribe, people. We do appreciate that here. Think about becoming a member. It does help the channel out greatly, and we appreciate all of you. KKJJ, now you're thinking like a healthcare CEO. Oh, please do not put that bad juju on me. Do not put that bad juju on me. The craziest part about all of this is contestants are almost always insured similar to workers under workers' comp. All she had to do is file a claim and not make a big story about this. Exactly, Damage. That's what I'm saying. Under the whole waivers and everything, generally it's like, if you get an injury, this is how much you'll be compensated for it, you know? Rosanna best be glad that she's good looking and most likely a half decent cook. Otherwise, she'd have to resort to the same tactics as Becky, Tina, Xylee, and other women in this community. Harley's hoodie. What are you trying to say about Tina and Xylee, bro? Those are some fighting words, sir. Those are some fighting words.
And he was allowed to move on to the next round.
I am so horrified because I've heard that story too.
Yeah.
And it only occurs to me right now.
Heard that story. So this is an allegation. This is something that potentially maybe happened. Video evidence, I haven't seen it. I can't confirm or deny. But, I mean, a story is a story. That doesn't mean anything.
That they may be talking about me, because this is what happened. And it's only being on the couch all these weeks and really like processing all this that makes me even realize this. So, because what happened is I was there and I'm behind like some tall, fast guys. You know, he says, go. And I'm just running my heart out, you know, and I'm ready. I have it mentally mapped. And so I'm running, and I never saw it coming. Because what happened was, just a few aisles down was this center corridor. Well, apparently what someone else decided to do was to run down and then cut in.
Run and cut, right. Okay.
Yeah.
How many times is Rosanna going to repeat what this woman says? How many times is she going to parrot the person she's interviewing?
Just a few aisles down was this center corridor. Well, apparently what someone else decided to do was to run down and then cut in.
Run and cut, right. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just running my heart out. And when I just feel the, and so I mean, it's just so shocking. And I remember that, like just my whole right side. And
You just felt that blow.
I felt the blow. And then I remember just I'm on the floor and realizing I could be trampled. And so in my like strong survival instinct, luckily, I scrambled up and I was able to get back on my feet. And then just I imagine that, you know, if we could see the footage, I'd kind of like to see the footage.
I would love for...
Wait, whoa. Didn't this interview start off with her saying she got kicked in the head? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Didn't the interview say, like, in the beginning of the interview, she said she got kicked in the head, and now we haven't seen the rest of it, but now she's saying she was run into and knocked over. Unless somebody like drop kicked her or something, it sounds like she was running around a corner. Somebody was also running around a corner. They bumped into each other, and because it was a dude, this lady got knocked over. But in the beginning, she said she got like kicked in the head, didn't she? Like, what's the story?
Them to release all the raw footage.
We need the raw footage. In fact, in the 2-hour video that I have on my channel,
Yeah.
I say,
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. now, now we're getting somewhere. Okay.
at the end that Amazon needs to do the documentary and that you need to be the producer. So that
I
is in
would
there.
love to do that documentary, Amazon. If you ever have a change of heart and would like to work with people who actually care about people, you let me know.
Oh, the pandering is killing me, man. Well, you see, on my 2-hour video on my channel that I made about the Donaldson and about Mr. Beast game, because I was a contestant and I didn't win. Like, come on, dude. Like, oh, and Rosanna should take up the documentary. Like, bro, pander, pander, pander.
So yeah, so it would be interesting to see it, but I don't know if you would see those cartoon like stars going around my head, on the footage, because it was one of those moments
Oh
of
my
like,
gosh.
and so I kind of stumble into the aisle.
Was it a guy?
Okay,
Do you even know? Because you just got blasted. What happened?
I know his face, and I will tell you this because this is not actually in the 2-hour video. I am certain it was a guy, and I will tell I'll tell you why. I'm certain it was a guy.
Yeah.
So I kind of stumbled to a case because at that point it all happened so quickly. Everyone's at a case. And so
Chaos. Well, it's just chaos unleashed.
yeah. And so I'm going down this aisle and then I see a case, like over there. And it's just this one lone case.
Get to it. You keep saying the same thing.
And so I was stunned. And, I felt sick. Like I didn't imagine my end was coming so quickly. Now, the thing is, I'm not a sore loser, any of that. I'm like, you know what? If this is the way it ends, so be it. I need to give my speech.
She's making this sound like this is a final stand or something. She's making this sound like this is Sparta versus the freaking Persian army. If this is where it ends, I must give my speech. The people must know what I have been through, what I've survived, what I've conquered. Like, it's a freaking game, bro. It's a game show. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So they even have a speech that I gave there on the floor of that after being eliminated.
While you have a concussion.
It's really what makes it scandalous because I gave that, though, they're going to say, wow, she looked fine. Well, I'm sure I was in adrenaline or whatever else they did.
Adrenaline, dazed and confused. I mean,
well, and the reality is,
thank you, Dr. Pansino.
Had many people watching those cameras, and they had me mic'd. The story producers were watching the mic'd contestants in particular, I think, and I told Carl Jacobs, hey, I just got knocked down. Check the tapes, because I was so much in my game that I said, what if, when I got knocked down, what if I touched the case before that guy did? And he should be eliminated instead of me. And so I told Carl.
There's no contact. He should have not pushed or kicked you.
Okay, you're making it sound like this dude made a decided effort to tackle this chick. She even said that person was coming around the corner, I was coming around here, and it was an accident. Like, accidents happen on a game show. Accidents happen in real life. If you realized that you had been knocked out, legitimately blacked out, you should have gone to medical staff and said, hey, I just blacked out after getting hit. Can you check me out? That is your responsibility. The medical staff can see that and assume that by you continuing to play, not making a fuss about it, not saying anything, that you're okay. It's the same thing like if you have kids, right? Like your kid falls over, your kid turns around and oh shit. Freaking Billy the Fridge just commented on one of our videos. um or oh no. Okay. Anyways, if medical staff saw that happen, right, or you have a kid, right? Sometimes your kid falls over, gets up, you wait that 10 seconds or so to see if the kid's gonna start crying, and if the kid doesn't cry, gets up and just continues to go freaking continues to go play, you don't make a big deal of it. And this is the same thing. You literally got knocked over, got back up, tried to get the case, continued with the game, drove 6 hours home, and didn't say a single freaking word. Are you kidding me? What's up, Xylian chat? What's up?
That should not have been allowed. That guy should have been eliminated.
He should have been eliminated. So I told Carl Jacobs,
the
hey,
tapes, yeah.
check the tapes. He said, oh, yeah, we'll check the
messed up.
tapes. Well, he never came back to me. So when they checked the tapes to see if I touched the briefcase first, they, I think, would have noticed that I got kicked in the head. And so how many people actually knew?
When did you get kicked in the head? We still haven't gotten there. We still haven't gotten there. You said that you were rounding a corner or you somebody ran into you and you blacked out. And there was no point in time where you said, this is when I was kicked in the head by this person. All you've said is, I got hit. I got hit on the right side. I fell over. I blacked out. You have at no point where you like, oh yeah, this is where I was kicked in the head. This is when this happened. Like, there is no definitive answer here. And you want to know why there's no definitive answer? Because if she makes a statement rather than just talks about it, it can be held liable. Say it with your chest, man. If that's what you believe happened, say it with your chest, dig your 2 feet in, 10 toes down, and say it with your chest. Don't be doing all this fluff work like, oh, this happened, and then I got knocked down and I got an owie. Like, nah, man, go check the tapes. Obviously, if they check the tapes and you got eliminated, what does that tell you?
And apparently, if I am the person behind the story of someone getting full on tackled, how many people actually knew that I got kicked in the head? Now, I didn't even know I was kicked in the head because, as an important point, I apparently did black out. So I remember the collision, like just the initial, and I remember being on the floor, and I know I scrambled up.
I'm going to tell you right now, anytime I see jump cuts this freaking hard, my brain immediately thinks of somebody was like, no, we can't, whatever was cut out, we cannot have in the video. These jump cuts are so freaking like such hard cuts. Bro, they cut there's been so many.
And I remember being on the floor, and I know I scrambled up. And yeah. I remembered that there were feet at my head, and that is where that's when I'm like, better get the heck up. And so I did not know I was kicked. I didn't. They did an exit interview with me. Would you be back? Would you come back to a Mr. Beast production? I'm like, yeah, of course, because, get...
Jimmy gave me a concussion. I was kicked in the head. I got knocked over by a guy. I was lied to. They didn't care about me. I had to drive 6 hours home with a concussion. They didn't pay for my medical bills. They didn't do this. I made a 2-hour exposed video. Hey, would you come back to Mr. Beast? Oh yeah, definitely I would. I still got more video to get through.
I am
dazed and confused and have a concussion.
Well, yes, all of that, but also, I wasn't there thinking I was winning $5 million. I was there for the story. And so I'm, not a sore loser or whatever else. I just thought.
Not a sore loser, made a 2-hour video.
Okay, let me give my speech. So, and yeah, I'd come back. Well, all of that just shows at that time, I didn't appreciate what had just happened to me.
Okay, hold on. Okay. I know what it clicked. It clicked for me. It clicked for me. I was about to just go crazy. It clicked. Okay, what she meant by she didn't appreciate what happened to her, she means she didn't appreciate the supposed damage of the concussion. Okay. Whew, okay, it clicked.
All of that just shows at that time, I didn't appreciate what had just happened to me. And it really did take those weeks on the couch and hearing the stories that came off of your platform, that came from the New York Times, and then some of the stories that came from the Dog Pack 404
Oh no.
expose, particularly the second one, that showed some of the
No.
organizational issues
I feel like I know where this is going, and I think she's about to just snitch on herself.
that Mr. Beast was having that made me realize this was all part of a larger package, I suspect.
Yep.
And it made it more important to me to try to impact change in some way, to at least for me.
It is. It is. Oh my God. I got home. I started watching all the anti Mr. Beast videos, the dog pack videos, the freaking cam nugget videos, all these, the freaking the quad retards, the quadriplegics on here, these morons, and they convinced me I was a victim. They convinced me that I too had a story. It's me too, only with feet to the head, people. I had to make a 2-hour video on my YouTube. Go check it out. Link in the description below about how evil Jimmy Donaldson is after watching Pansino's videos. Bro, come on, man. Exactly, Xylee. And ladies and gentlemen, this is an old clout chaser. This just went from the after show to grab the alcohol show. Damage sector, I agree. It's like an older version of Becky Boop. Absolutely, Hemi Zach G. Dude, she literally she gave away the script. She just gave away the script. She didn't think she was a victim until she got home and was convinced by other people that she was a victim. You know what this shows though? Harassment and liability on Dogpack and Rosanna. Xylee, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. This, oh my gosh. They're literally creating a mob when there is no cause. A mob without a cause is just a dangerous wave. That's all it is. Gregory O'Neill, man, this woman was way too old to be doing anything. Should have been doing the crossword puzzle and drinking her damn tea. Oh my gosh, she just outed herself. She just outed herself. She allowed YouTube to tell her she was a victim.
To do the thing that I felt was right and let the chips fall where they may.
I really relate to like exit interviews because I've been on a reality show where after I was eliminated, we did an exit interview and I said very kind things in the moment. And I think that that is...
She's still salty about getting third place. It's been months, Rosanna. Let it go.
It's very normal. And also I don't want to say aren't in the right state of mind, but I think what's really important for people watching is to understand that you haven't had the time to process what just happened.
No.
Because it's moving so fast and it's so extreme and it's wild and it's chaotic
No. Listen. No. Fuck all of that BS, bro. I have never once in my entire life been asked, oh, would you do this again? And lied and been like, oh yeah, I'd totally do it again when I had an issue with it. No, absolutely not. I have literally walked off of jobs and didn't even say anything to like managers because they were like, the job was that trash. And I wasn't even like, they didn't even realize I wasn't going to work for like a couple of weeks. Like, no. You want to be able to come back, but when you realize that you're just another contestant on the world's biggest platform currently by the world's biggest YouTube star, and you're like, I'm 15 million subscribers, but Jimmy just treated me like everyone else. Because you are everyone else. You aren't special. You aren't good. You aren't some freaking princess that needs to be waited on hand and foot, man.
Especially for me, who's a slow processor, I
Listen, Gregory O'Neill, I agree with you. She do got the cakes, but she ain't got no brain.
didn't have enough time when I went on a reality show to even process. So one of the things that Mr. Beast's production team said, they made a big point of it, is that they were going to review footage and they were going to go over contestants who were unfairly treated and bring back contestants that shouldn't have been eliminated. Did they ever reach out to you?
No, they didn't. And I did hear that too from them, that I think they sent out an email to contestants saying that basic thing, that they were reviewing all the footage. And so I was so injured at that point, I would not have actually been able to attend the Toronto games.
Wait, how would you know that you were so injured? Wait, at what point? Are you talking about during the exit interview? Are you talking about during the game? Are you talking about after you got after you got home? At what point? Because as far as the timeline goes currently, it sounds like she was checked out by probably her family physician or something after the 6-hour drive home. So how would you know if in that moment you were, as you said, such an egregious damage, like.
But I was really expecting to be invited because I was wronged. And I expect.
Well, she's giving away the script right there again. I was expected to be invited because I was wronged. I feel I was wronged, and nobody believes me when I said that I was wrong. And the fact that they didn't even consider me for the next game, gotta make a 2-hour video. Listen, if they said that they were going to be reaching out to contestants who were wrongfully eliminated and they didn't go for you, they didn't reach out to you, doesn't that mean that you probably weren't wrongfully terminated? I don't know. We haven't seen the footage. I haven't seen the footage, so I don't know whether or not they got eliminated or if they were if it was wrongfully eliminated or something like that. But if they are doing that, if they're bringing back contestants who were wrongfully eliminated, it's easy to turn around and say, you probably weren't. You probably got eliminated fair and square.
Did also to hear what they were doing about the person who kicked me, because they could position it as an accident, which I think would be somewhat fair.
Somewhat fair? Do you honestly think this contestant just ran up and freaking kicked you in the face and was like, nah, I gotta terminate this 50-year-old's mom in order to get a freaking briefcase? Like, is that what you think happened? This dude just football kicked you in order to go to the next round? Like, come on, dude.
But in fact, they never have had any kind of conversation with me at all about this. And I was not invited back. Again, I could not have.
I'm not a sore loser, but I'm just going to keep on talking about how I wasn't invited back, even though I got eliminated.
Attended at the house. Right. I had a severe concussion.
Right.
Yeah. But I want to say this, that there were other injuries at Beast Games. I know personally of other people who were injured. And I suspect that many of them will not be telling their stories. And the reason is that we are speaking. This is a delicate situation.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're getting into political speech. I swear, if she turns around and says, we are speaking to power, I'm done. I'm done with this video. If this granny turns around and goes, we're speaking out against power, I'm done with this video. I'm 100% done with it. I swear. I will give Rosanna is easy on the eyes, but in 5 years, she's going to be the dark-haired surprise witness. Hey, listen. The thumbnail is Rosanna. The chick in the thumbnail, that's Rosanna without any of her makeup on, okay? So you could be completely correct on that one. I'm going to be honest, if this is how this bitch talked during the games, I probably would have accidentally kicked her too. Sarcasm for screenshot purposes. I love you, Xylee. They were just trying to protect the other contestants from a bear. It came out of nowhere. Damaged.
It's delicate. It's controversial. There are legal issues. And I realized that I was at this fork in the road. I could speak out and potentially reduce the chances of future injuries. the risk of
How?
that is there's a legal risk. And frankly, any
There's
lawyer, which by the way, I don't have a lawyer, because I suspect my lawyers would say, don't come do an interview. Because lawyers are really good
yes.
at keeping you from, getting sued into the gutter.
Yup.
And that would be their purpose. I have been poor multiple times in my life. I'm currently fairly poor just from this whole.
Okay, we're getting to it. She keeps on having these Freudian slips, bro. She keeps on giving excuses and reasons as to why she's doing this. She ain't got no dough. She ain't got no money.
Poor multiple times in my life. I'm currently fairly poor just from this whole circumstance. And the gutter
What?
doesn't
How?
stand.
How are you poor from going on Mr. Beast games? How are you poor from going on Mr. Beast games? I need to know that. How? Is it medical bills? Is it the home and board that you have to pay for? Your flight, your hotel, or not even your flight because you drove your gas? Like how did being a contestant on Mr. Beast make you poor? Ugh, God, it's like watching a Camp Nuggets video, but not being able to reach through the screen. Ugh.
I can survive in the gutter for a very long time.
Then stop bringing it up.
What scares me more is 12 months from now, some major injury happens and I hadn't said anything.
What you're saying really resonates with me because I've talked to over 200 contestants from Beast Games and almost about 50 employees and former employees of Mr. Beast, and they said the same thing.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that super hard cut right there?
And former employees of Mr. Beast, and they said the
Hold on.
employees and former employees of Mr. Beast, and they said the same thing.
It sounds like a retake. That looks, I could be completely wrong, but it looks like she said something that one of either the employees or contestants said that could have been identifiable to them. That was such a hard freaking. That was such a hard freaking cut. Chat? Am I wrong? Does it not look like they had to retake what she was about to say because maybe she said something she shouldn't have? That was just way too hard of a cut. Oh my gosh. Equals Infinity, you're really stepping up the production quality. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. We are definitely doing the best over here to keep on bringing it up. Did Rosanna get hit too? Why is she speaking like that? No disrespect if she has a disability. JJ, you're killing me, bro. She drove an old hamburger H2 and the drive was 6 hours so one way. Damaged, yeah, that's probably did financially ruin her.
And former employees of Mr. Beast, and they said the same thing, that the sets and the shoots were dangerous.
And
That was some really insightful stuff there, Rosanna. I'm really glad you turned around and said, "Hey, people have said the same thing as you." That you know what that's called? That's called fluff. That's all that is. That's fluff. You're padding the runtime. You're restating what you've already said. You're just, oh yeah, that's what you said. I've heard other people say that too. Okay. Anything else to add?
the issue here is there's no oversight. And so all that a future
There's no oversight. It's owned by Amazon. It's owned by Amazon. You think there's no oversight?
contestant can really count on. Or the information that I had was, for instance, there was a Time magazine piece in February where set safety was brought up, but then the Mr. Beast organization responded with, "Oh no, we work to improve that all the time." And then they have videos like the one with sometime in the last year with Mac and his
This is the most female allegations ever. Misanthrope. You're on the right path, sir.
his greatest fears video, and he ends up in the lake, diving down in the lake. And Mr. Beast says, "Oh, if you were concerned about his safety, just know that we have like 12 divers down there, and they were ready to rescue him if he needed to be rescued." And so those were some of the signals that I heard as a potential contestant. And I in fact, signed a liability waiver that yes, I could risk death. But I signed that assuming that they actually did tend to set safety. And that there were a dozen divers or whatever the detail was, in the Mac video, and that may or may not be true. I have no idea, but there wasn't that level of care in the Beast Game set. I would think a dozen people saw the kick, and I had 0 exit medical care.
A dozen people. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's backing up your story. Nobody's turning and making you credible. We haven't seen any video footage of it. Now, keep in mind, I'm saying all of this, but if it does come out, I will 100% say this woman isn't lying. I'm not saying she's lying right now. I'm just saying if there was a dozen people who potentially saw you get football kicked in the head by another contestant at your age, with the amount of freaking blast, the amount of coverage that Mr. Beast is currently getting and the Beast Games, it makes no sense as to why they would be quiet. There's already multiple lawsuits going on, multiple attempted lawsuits, multiple allegations. There's so much going on right now. It literally is prime time to clout chase after Mr. Beast. And you're telling me these dozen people are not willing to come forward and defend you? I mean, that's really difficult to believe, man. It's really, really difficult to believe. I can hear Xylee phone call to get her desk replaced covering this video. Neon, you're not wrong. I don't know, man. The Diddy case probably has him beat for allegations. You're probably right, Doc. You're probably right. The Mr. Beast organization has nothing to do with set construction, so why would they talk to her as if they were? And what does getting kicked have to do with the set damaged? I have no idea. We haven't even been able to pin down where she got kicked. She ran into somebody and then she got up off the floor, and apparently sometime between then she got kicked and 12 other people saw it, and it's on video, but she decided not to sue. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's completely unacceptable.
I love how little Rosanna gives. She seems bored. She seems so bored with this interview.
It's completely unacceptable.
Show some life, Rosanna. Show some damn life.
Exit medical care.
It's completely unacceptable.
You got kicked in the head? That's just completely unacceptable. Yeah. Kicked in the head, right? Just terrible, terrible. Oh no, bad, 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 bad. That's terrible. Like, dude, look at her face. Look at her face. Tell me she doesn't look like she doesn't care. Tell me that's not the face of somebody who's like, get on with it. Like, hurry it up, hurry it up. How much longer do I have? Like, come on.
So the circumstance of the kick itself is unacceptable. I would say to them, I need to speak to a producer, because I was trying to tell them, like, I just got knocked down. I need to speak to a producer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each one I was saying,
knocked down. Like,
yeah, I was saying to them, I got knocked down. I need to, and they were saying, oh no, we don't know a producer. But the point is, I told many, many people that I had just gotten knocked down.
right.
Now, to be clear, I didn't ask where the nurse was.
Why would you? I'm sorry. Okay. Before I go back right now, why would you ask for a producer when you claim you got knocked out? Why wouldn't you ask for medical? But it sounds like we're about to figure out why.
Gotten knocked down.
Right.
Now, to be clear, I didn't ask where the nurse was.
And he even told Carl, which is like
Yeah, right.
Mr. Beast's one of his inner crew members. They're a very close, tight team.
That's correct, and I have 2 selfies with Carl that in my 2-hour-long video that everyone should watch. If you don't watch it all, you can go to the very end and see the selfies, including 2 with Carl Jacob.
Who cares? Who cares that you have 2 selfies with Carl Jacobs? What does that have to do with it? You think that because you have two selfies that you're supposed to be on his call list or something? Oh, you took two selfies with Carl Jobs or Carl Jacobs, whatever the fuck his name is. Oh, he's magically needs to turn around and just answer your call whenever you freaking are like, come hither. Like, who?
So one of the things that bothers me is when some people say, well, you were free to leave at any time. So do you have any thoughts about that?
Absolutely. And that is really the essence of what I took to the
Misanthrope. Breaking news, Keem just drunk fired Santa. Christmas is canceled and all the elves are going on Queens later. Nice.
Las Vegas Police Department as well. And by the way, everyone, Ro, welcome to my TED Talk. Seriously, I gave an
You went to the Las Vegas Police Department?
actual TED Talk.
No, you did. Oh my gosh, you did.
On this topic about a decade ago, and it is about the concept of free choice. And so
I'm sorry, is this an interview or is this like a promotional fluff piece for this chick?
but let me first back up before we talk about the TED Talk, and just reemphasize that I did not have the information that other people had about the danger of the game board. Right. So production assistants viewed it from the bleachers. We were not allowed to go into the bleachers to view it. We viewed the game from the floor of Allegiant Stadium.
Right.
Which makes sense.
I'm 5'2". And I was, I don't know, a few rows behind people. So it's when you're viewing between the shoulders of people and you see a tiny slice of the game. And so I didn't see this risk of like crossways traffic and all that.
Right.
I simply didn't see it.
Doc Holliday, we do not know if the kick-in's confirmed at this point in time. At least I do not know. I have not seen any freaking video of it, and as far as they've said in this video, it hasn't been released yet. Supposedly producers went ahead and reviewed it and I guess determined that it was all within like the realm of stability for the game, that it wasn't no foul play. Apparently, I don't know. Maybe there is going to be footage of it. Maybe we have to tune into Mr. Beast games to find out. I have no freaking idea. JJ, I'd love to hear her husband's opinions on this. Well, that's assuming she's married. That is assuming she's married. So grab your Netflix and a 40. Lamau 50 is a real OG. Neon, I do not. Okay. Don't know what you're replying to on that one. Officers, I got ran into during a physical game show. Officers damaged. I absolutely. I don't know how the hell. I don't know what they thought was gonna happen. Were they gonna go and arrest the freaking the game set or something? Oh my gosh.
And so it wasn't part of my calculus and my strategy. So I thought I could just like run freely and get
calculus,
that case. And
this girl is talking about calculus and strategy for a game show.
Okay, that it was really a matter of being fast enough to get to one of these cases and being, like mentally sharp enough to be able to map enough cases that I was probably going to be fine. And that is how I viewed it. That was the view that I had. Of course, compare that to Mr. Beast's view as he stood on a pedestal above all of us.
What did I say? What did I just say? You put he stood upon this pedestal. Listen, you went into it thinking it was going to be some way, thinking it was going to be a certain way. You had this vision. You saw yourself holding the golden snitch at the end of the wizard tournament, and you believed you were going to slay the dragon and win all the money. And it didn't happen. Reality kicked in and reminded you that you're well past your prime and in no physical condition to be competing with younger people, man. Like, come on. 50 Cent has a doc on Diddy called Diddy Do It, and Netflix optioned it. Oh yeah, Neon, I heard about that. Yep.
He saw the mayhem of the two games before mine.
Right.
And of my game and of the next game. He had a great view. All the cameras, they had lots of overhead cameras, and they had people viewing those camera rooms, and they would have been
JJ, you saying that the party continues text is blocking the content and referring to Rosanna's feet is wild.
able to see the risk. but I could not see the risk from the floor of Allegiant Stadium. And so, yes, I was free to be there. Yes, I signed a liability waiver.
Yes, you signed a liability waiver which told you the risks of the game. It must list the risks of all potential sustained injuries on the game. Had you read it, you would have known what the potential risks are.
All of that, I absolutely could have gone at any time, but was this then an exercise in free choice? And that is the question. And so,
No, 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 no. That is not the question. It wasn't an exercise in free choice. You chose to stay. You chose to stay because you wanted to get the money. It didn't happen. You didn't have the best situation. The ending wasn't the best. Done deal. You literally just said it, okay? I'm pretty freaking done with this damn video
I would have been
already.
able to see the risk.
But
I could not see the risk from the floor of Allegiant Stadium.
this right here, this little 30 seconds right here just sums up the entirety of all of this.
And so, yes, I was free to be there. Yes, I signed a liability waiver. All of that, I absolutely could have gone at any time, but
No buts. No buts. You signed a liability waiver, you could have left at any time, and you chose to stay. That's it. No buts.
was this then an exercise in free choice? And that is the question. And so, again, welcome to the TED Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the essence of the TED Talk, this is a decade.
Nope. Done. Done. I'm not listening to this chick talk about a freaking TED Talk from 10 years ago on a supposed interview that's supposed to be that is supposed to be centered around a freaking her allegations against Mr. Beast. I'm done. I'm done. I've sat through, and you lovely people have sat through the last almost 33 minutes of these two chatty box wine ladies just yapping it up to each other. I'm not listening to a stupid TED Talk. I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with this video. And not only is this video almost an hour long, this chick has another 2-hour video on her own channel. How do you have a 2-hour video about you losing a game? Then again, Rosanna has made multiple hour-long multiple videos of losing freaking the game. So I was like, it is what it is. It is what it is, guys. I'm fucking L's for Rosanna. I'm done with this video. I am so done with this video. Screw this video. I'm done. Oh God. Okay. Give me a sec, you guys, because the next video is going to be just as dumb, just as annoying. I don't know how long we're going to be covering this one, because this video is also an hour long, and then the video that this person made after this video was like another 2 hours long. Oh my gosh. People just don't know how to take an L. People